Summer. Look at that. Just like that. Summer. What do you like to do in your new forts? You like to make new forts? I love making new forts. It's a lot of fun. Alright, we do have to kind of think about the future here. We're going to have traders in autumn. And they're going to want to cross things like this. And we don't want them to do that. This one especially is going to be problematic. This one they shouldn't pass through because of it being too close to the edge, or it being down a few levels. But real problem is there's going to be people that'll get upset about seeing dead bodies down here. Maybe not. All right. Do 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 do. Yeah, kind of need that to happen. Just gonna do it like this for now. Goodness, so many lungfish remains. So many. This, my friends, is why we don't have cats. Also hamsters. Yeah, I'm going to prioritize this one just because it's unlikely that people will need to cross over there. I suppose they will still need to cross. All right, hold on. Please don't let this destroy what I'm making over here. Excellent. I do want to like make this wider, but I want to make the way down first. And if traders come from the bottom corner of the map over here, that's a different level of problem. All right, now we can make wall. All right, do we have a third plant yet? Like that we're seeing some waterfall interactions here, even though they're not really interacting with the waterfall outside. It's fine. Let's get ramp over here. Do. Jade palms are tall. And eventually these structures may not even be necessary. Like if my whole plan is to have a central hub that goes down into the fort down here, zoop, then I won't need all that. This is starting to get there. How much space do we have here? We have 11 by 4. That's 44. $74. Plus 3 more is 77. Plus 6 more is 83-ish. And this is 56. And I do have a little bit of space over here I can work with. So before this gets up to like 3, I definitely want to open it up. We can go back to making rock blocks again. All right, we can disassemble that and that. We can make a staircase over here. I could even have it next to it. There. Flooring up here. Try chopping all those down. I'm sorry, what was that? It was a honey badger. It had no time for that. And now it's dead. Okay. Well, that's fine too. All right, this is getting up there. Guess I don't even need to wait for 3. I just need to wait for 2. Yeah, let's pull the lever. Prickleberry and rye. Do, do, do. Is everybody hanging out today? First episode of ThreeDrinks. I guess I could have waited a little longer. I don't necessarily need this whole thing to be wet, but I'm going to set it up that way for now and we'll worry about it later. I don't need this on first priority. And technically I could go up here. Just make that into a well already. Give me all your muddy and all your mud and mud and mud. that dry out a little bit. Yeah, we got every single square. Nice. Gonna make a few more mechanisms. We're gonna be using this as trade goods in year one here. Oh. Nice. Before it didn't say 3, even though that's what it used to do. I'm glad that they added that. Alright, we can add farming in here now. We'll do big farms. Maybe not that one. It's going to be a problem with all the rock that's in place there, but that's okay. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's probably fine for now. Go bing, 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 bing. All right, now we can get, like, I'm a little aware of the fact that we don't have a lot of dwarves right now. Just a little. All right, how are we doing up here? That's built up, but we need to chop down that tree. All right. Have to at least do that. I want to go one further up. What the heck am I going to do about this thing? Migrants have arrived. Way up there. That's fine. Right next to some storks. That's also fine. All right, we have Coulette the weaponsmith. 22 years old, as a gosling as a pet. Trade is the lifeblood of a thriving society. Has no family. Also a member of the Speckled Faith. He often finds himself changing his mind to agree with someone else. He has a low sense of self-esteem, is quite quick to anger, is sometimes cruel, likes a little excitement now and then, and tends to consider what others think of him. Doesn't often experience strong cravings or urges, and tends to be passive in discussions. He often touches others during conversations when he's excited. Dreams of crafting a great work of art one day and has no other values of note. Likes bauxite, zinc, yellow spessartine, the color dark violet, gems, trousers, buckets, donkeys for their stubbornness. You're the second one who likes donkeys. The words of the ghost of dying and the sound of the rhymes of venerating. One possibly prefers to consume giant gazelle, banded knifefish, and sandpear cider, and absolutely detests round recluse spiders. There's your gosling. Aren't they cute? Isn't he cute? Okay. We have a mule. We also have Zephon the Weaver, who's coming with a goat. 33 years old, talented weaver, suturer, and soaper. A soaper? Like you know how to soap yourself? Is that what that skill is? It's not soap making, is it? I could be wrong. Alright, anyways. Extremely confident of herself in situations requiring her skills, is brave in the face of imminent danger, tends to ask others for help with difficult decisions, and is curious and eager to learn. She tends to think before acting, is a friendly individual, and rarely feels discouraged. She is slow to trust others, doesn't seek out excitement, and is not particularly interested in what others think of her. She tends to be a bit stubborn in changing her mind about things, can handle stress, and tends to be a little wasteful when working on projects. She tends to form only tenuous emotional bonds with others, and does not have a great aesthetic sensitivity. She is conflicted by this, as she values artwork and its creation. Does not mind being outdoors, at least for a time. She dreams of creating a great work of art one day, personally sees sacrifice as wasteful and foolish, and has a negative view of those who exercise power over others, values good craftsmanship, and doesn't feel strongly about the law. Likes cryolite, trifle pewter, red flash opal, alderwood, gems, wolverine men for their tenacity, the words of the wonder of sparkling, and the sound of the pregnant smiles. When possible, she prefers to consume bloated tubers, bilberry wine, and pecans, and detests oysters. Welcome to the fort. There's your goat. There's a horse. And here we have Zulban the hunter, who has a spouse Zas and a child of Moldath, both of whom are coming. This is a doctor, apparently. He goes with the flow sometimes. Member of the Speckled Faith. We're gonna need a church to the Speckled Faith, I think. He's rarely he is swayed by emotional appeals, only rarely tries to assert himself in conversation, enjoys the company of others, and tends to avoid any physical confrontations, and he works to square this natural tendency with his respect of martial prowess. He is slow to anger, tends to be a little tight with resources when working on projects, and is quite comfortable with others that have a different appearance or culture. He doesn't mind wearing something special now and again, and often feels lustful. Is very humble, isn't particularly curious about the world, and has a tendency to consider ideas and abstractions over practical applications. He is somewhat quarrelsome, and he is bothered by this since he values friendship. He clicks his tongue occasionally when he's bored. Dreams of raising a family one day. I mean, you already have a child and a wife. I guess you've done that. Likes olivine, bronze, brown jasper, giant coyote leather, the color purple. The book or the color? Crossbows, bucklers, the sound of the rhymes of venerating. When possible, he prefers to consume cuttlefish, asparagus, carrot wine, goat's milk, and rye seeds. And absolutely detests mussels. Here is Zass, your wife. You're both hunters. Interesting. You're a novice bookbinder. Very nice. I appreciate a good bookbinding. Speckled Faith. Yes. Never feels lustful passions. She is a vulgar being who does not care a lick for even the most basic rules of civilized living. She feels best when everyone gets along without any strife or contention, and tends to be passive in discussions. Tends not to be swayed by emotional appeals, and likes to take it easy. She often feels envious of others. Has little interest in joking around and tends to avoid crowds. She is often cheerful and has a greedy streak. When she's trying to remember something, she often starts chewing on her lips. Me too. Dreams of mastering a skill one day. Personally sees life as unfair and doesn't mind it that way. Values artwork and respects perseverance. Likes cryolite silver, black opal, the color sapphire, cabochons, millstones, and emu men for their inquisitive nature. I did not know that emu men were known for their inquisitive nature. When possible, she prefers to consume leopard, nautilus, pig cheese, strawberry wine, peanuts, and mangoes, and detests rats. Their child is 2 years old. He is very impolite and inconsiderate of propriety, is sloppy with his living space, is a friendly individual, doesn't cling tightly to ideas and is open to changing his mind, often feels lustful, tends to be a little wasteful when working on projects, takes a little excitement now and then, likes a little excitement now and then. He has a tendency to consider ideas and abstractions over practical applications, does not easily hate or develop negative feelings, and generally acts with a narrow focus on the current activity. When greeting others, he always smiles nervously. Me too. He likes working outdoors and grumbles only mildly at inclement weather. Dreams of crafting a masterwork one day, personally put off by family, and sees working hard as a foolish waste of time. Likes stibnite, trifle pewter, light yellow diamond, toad bone, jute fabric, mail shirts, backpacks, cabinets, the sound of the zephyr of rhyming, and the sight of the copper crest. And when possible, he prefers to consume buckwheat beer and absolutely detests worms. Welcome to the fort. And that is all. All right, let's add some animals in here. Bing, bing, bing. We'll put the gosling. Already regretting not having a second hotkey down here, but that's okay. Just for now. All right, we will grow pigtails first. This can be cave wheat. We already have a petition, like I said. This could be quarry bushes, I suppose. This can be sweet pods. This can just be plump helmets all the time. Yep, a priest for the Speckled Faith. I mean, I could use this area for now and do something about it later. Do 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 do. All right. We have not dug out any gems yet, I don't think. Which is not a problem per se, but yeah. All right. Shearing animals. I think we could probably do that. And then I'm gonna want a second farmer workshop. Do 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 do. Right. All right. Well, let's go down here and we'll also say make a trade depot. I'm gonna want rock altars. Hey, Eternal. Welcome on in. Maze game? All right, we can take a little break. Go wandering! Exclamation mark wander, everybody. I'll actually take this as a little break. I'll stand up and stretch. I'll be right back. Hang tight. And how you doing? I'm doing well. I'm starting the succession fort today. All right, be right back. Anyways, to answer your question, it's going quite well. Dropped off Green Bean at the airport this morning. And just getting the old succession fort going. Playing it at 50 FPS to just let it simmer. Having a good time. And yeah, thanks for joining me today, everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're over there on the YouTube side. And if you're over here on Twitch, don't forget to follow. I do have my book Out of the Dark coming out February 3rd. You can access it from this here link. Well, Eternal, you just smashed into the lead. You're at 30. I've got 10. I've got 5. You're at 35. I'm at 0. All is well with the world. Had some positive comments on the cover for the book, which is good. Wasn't sure how people were going to receive it, so always good to get a positive perspective, or a positive response at least. No stream tomorrow. I will be going to Bards at the Barrel at Millbury tomorrow, so if you're in the area, feel free to stop on by. All right, Eternal, you finished with 40. I finished with 5. All right. Let's get back to it, shall we? Do, 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 do. Go! Thanks for the break. All right. So yeah, we're still very much in early days here. I am setting up a well because I can. At the moment, I still have this just dripping down. Thinking I should probably stop that at some point. But is now that point? I don't know. Some altars down. I'm gonna need some higher value stuff. But I haven't found a single gemstone. All right, I was making tables and stuff too. All right, so how can we increase the value of this with what few materials we have? Like this altar is only going to be worth 10, right? Each of these blocks is only going to be worth 10. Now granted, if I just pave over most of this, it should take care of most of it. Also, I think this is going to be eventually our entrance. We're going to need a lot more blocks. As per usual. And I guess there's no pressure to make that well active yet, so I guess it's fine. I do need to go up here. I've got so many things I already want to do. Choices. Maybe I dig out this whole wall and put in constructed wall. Damn stone, huh? Yeah, I still wanted to dig down there. Alright. Oh, but I probably can't make a well. I don't think we have any... We don't have buckets. We don't have a chain. We don't have things. I landed. That never happens. Got a couple of buckets going. Still only making prickleberry and rye. Like, I would like to expand my farms up here, but I don't know if I need to do that quite yet. Like, ideally, I would put windows in here, but we haven't even found a single gemstone. We certainly don't have access, or we don't have designs on doing glass yet. Hold on. Do we have sand? We do have sand.